have no fear, Willie's here. Hello, it's Willie. Hope you're all okay today on this beautiful Scottish day, as always, raining. Anyway, this first video is going to be close reading, top tips. And when I usually say those two words, close reading, to my classes, I have one of three responses. Some do this. Some do this. And some do this. But hopefully, after the videos that you're going to watch with me, that I've done for you, you will do this. Or this. So what is close reading, I hear you ask? Well, close reading is what the SQO, reading for understanding, analysis and evaluation. Some teachers call it RUAE. I do not call it that because to me it sounds like you're calling your dog in the park. RUAE! See what I mean? Right, the close reading exam is worth 30 marks. So that equates to 1 mark is 1%. Each mark counts. So you can imagine if you miss out a few of these marks, you're unlikely to pass the English exam very well at all, because you need to try and get every mark that you can, and that's why I'm going to help you do the best that you can in close reading. Okay? The close reading exam can be challenging and it can be scary. Whoa! The reason is because you've never seen it before. Unlike the critical reading paper that you can prepare for, like a Boy Scout, doob doob doob, the close reading exam you've never seen. So you'll open up a passage and go, oh, you're new, never seen you before, oh, I'm scared. But you can be prepared for it, and that's what I'm going to help you with in these videos. So there are 3 things that you'll have to do. You'll have to look at questions on understanding, analysis, and the odd one on evaluation for National 5, and definitely some evaluation at higher level. Now, close reading, some kids do find the most challenging of the 3. There is a clue in the title. Reading. I don't like reading. I don't do reading. How many times a day do I hear that in my class? Many. But without the reading skills, you're not going to do very well. And that is just common sense, that you're going to have to do some more intensive reading than you normally would. I do reading, by the way. I read my text messages and I read my PMs and I do the odd Snapchat and I do like tweets. Does that count? No, that's not reading. Well, of course, it technically is, but you're not going to be able to do that in an exam. So it's all about preparing yourself for the reading that is going to be required in the exam. Now, the close reading exam every year takes the same format. It is a piece of non-fiction. What's that? It's usually a newspaper article, alright? And it's going to be a high quality broadsheet newspaper. So quite often the SQA will use items and articles from papers like The Times, The Scotsman, The Telegraph, The Guardian, those sorts of things. You're not going to find an article on the Sun by the Sun newspaper or the Daily Record or anything like that. So it's high quality newspapers. It could be something like from a travel journal, but most of the time it is a piece of non-fiction from a newspaper. And that is why it's really important to start reading the newspapers, because you need to start practicing. Just like you're told when you're a wee Boy Scout, practice makes perfect. Now, you're not going to be perfect like me, but everybody can improve their close reading skills, especially from the help of these videos. Yay! So what kind of questions can you expect in the close reading? You're going to be tested on your ability to understand, analyse and evaluate, as I said, and in doing that you'll be able to work out the writer's general ideas and intentions. So basically, why did they bother writing this article? What is their view about it? What are they trying to convey? Are they trying to get you to agree with them? Are they trying to convince you of something? You're going to be asked to summarise some of the key ideas, and those are the questions that you have to put into your own words. And you'll be asked to look at the style of the writer. So that is when you're basically picking out the techniques that they've used and quoting it, and then commenting on why they are absolutely amazeballs. Each question that you attempt will have the number of marks at the side. You've really got to pay as much attention to that as to the question, so that you know exactly how much you're going to have to write in order to fully achieve those marks. That they're also a guideline to sort of try and help you work out how much to write and how long it should take. So you're aiming for roughly 1 sentence per mark. If you write much more than that, you're going to run out of time, and there's really no need to write much more than that. Oh, you'll never guess who has won Teacher of the Year award again. I'd like to thank my public. I'd like to thank my subscribers. I'd like to thank you all for your love and support and guidance after all these 400, 500 years. Thank you. I'm just kidding. But just reading a wee paper, because that's what you need to do now as well in order to prepare for the close reading exam. Top tips on how to do absolutely outstanding on a close reading. Firstly, you need to read the whole passage. Now, I've been through exams myself, just the odd one or two over the last few years, and I know the panic that you feel, right? And you'll also hear somebody over there start to write within about 4 seconds. Stop panicking. You need to read the whole passage first so that you get an idea of what the heck it's about, the purpose of it, why did the writer do it, why has he written this. The other thing to make a note of is, if there is a title, make sure that you read the title and try and keep a mental note of that, because it might come up later on, which I'll discuss in other videos. Also read the context, if there is one, which is a wee bit in italics at the top that tells you where the article's from and who's written it. And sometimes it tells you what it's about as well, so it's really handy. The other thing to be aware of is that you need to try to work out from the type of question, basically from the wording of the question, what kind of question is it that I'm attempting? Is it an understanding one, so have I got to use my own words? Or is it an analysis one, where I've got to pick out a technique and comment on it? Or is it an evaluation, which is going to ask you the impact or the effectiveness of a particular technique and whether or not you think it's amazeballs or not. 2 massive tips for you is to use bullet points and headings. Now, the bullet points are necessary for 2 people. One is yourself, especially the big high ones like a 5 marker. If you use bullet points, then you can see easily at a glance, just look at your paper, have I written 5 things? Have I got 5 bullet points? Now, I didn't do very well at higher maths, right? I'm just going to fess up. We can't all be good at everything. I'm pretty good at everything apart from maths. But I failed it, okay? And even though I failed higher maths, I can still count to 5 pretty effectively. Want to hear it?
uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. I can even do it in Spanish. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. I can do it in German. Un, dos, trois, quatre, cinq. I can do it in French. And I can also do it in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's a cod fish alive? So, make sure that you can use bullet points so that you can see, have I written enough? Okay? Second person that will help is the marker. And it's always a good idea to make them your friend by not writing half a page for a 2 marker. So try and be concise, and that's what bullet points helps you to do as well. So use bullet points.
Hopefully you have found that video useful on top tips on how to pass the close reading exam, and the next video will give you some more top tips on how to do well in the close reading exam as well. I've tried to cut the videos down a wee bit because I don't want you, falling asleep, wakey wakey, or getting bored. Alright, I know, close reading can be a bit tedious to learn, but it is so important, and it's so important to try to learn how to get better, and that's what I'm here for. Because remember, have no fear, Willie's here. Please subscribe if you haven't. I love you forever. Have no fear, Willie.